Well, you got to love the theater. Is it theater? Is this real? Are we watching political theater here? Is this like, I don't know, WWE World Wrestling Entertainment? I don't know. I don't know what I'm watching here, but I'm getting a lot of insight from a lot of different people with different theories. Now, I'm just going to bring them all to you. I've heard it's theater, it's political theater, it's the art of war. Let's look weak when we're really strong, make the globalists commit to certain moves. That's all a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not. But I have to look at things like the drugs, the ketamine. I have to look at things like the black eye, which Trump brought up in a statement. He talked about it. Said, you need some makeup? Could Elon be part of this black eye club? I don't know. There's a lot going on here, but I tell you what, if this is real and it's not theater, political theater, nobody's going to win at this. And I've always said in all my podcasts going way back, way back, I don't trust Elon. I never did. I think he's a spiritual mess. I think the guy has a lot of things that he needs to unpack spiritually. Now, this is a spiritual war. That's why I'm wearing this spiritual gangster, folks. I just think that there's a lot going on here, folks, and I'm going to get into this. Folks, hit the notification buttons, hit the like button, hit the share button, spread this far and wide as you can, like herpes, baby, yeah. Also, folks, when the lights go out on Amazon, I don't have to show my book anymore. Alex has got it covered. When the lights go on Amazon, and then the Mexican Mix, my mama's book. There it is. My two beautiful parents right there. Folks, get your noble gold. Here's the truth. Every 6 years, your dollar loses half its buying power. That's $100,000 in savings today, and by the year 2031, that could feel like $50,000. But there's a way to protect and preserve your money, and that's gold. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to own gold or silver. No pressure, no call centers, just honest one-on-one support. Open a qualified account and get a free 10-ounce silver American flag bar. I got one. They're pretty cool. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com, and get started. Now, I've talked to Juanito about this. I've talked to a few other people about this. I've talked to Joshua Reed, who was on Nino's Corner.tv about this. This is serious stuff. If anyone, folks, nobody wins here. I know a lot of you saying you could throw Trump into a dumpster and he'll come out smelling like roses. But if you have an antagonist, if you have a villain, dark MAGA, okay, this is the question today for the call-ins. Is this theater? Do you believe this is theater? Or do you think this is a legitimate feud? That's the question today. That's going to be the question for the call-ins at the end of the show. So stick around, folks, for the end of the show. We have call-ins. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Keep it simple. I have a lot of people that call in, and I like to keep it moving. So just please respect that. Respect other people's time. Also, folks, Ringside with Nino is up live on Nino's Corner.tv. There it is. I'll be starting June 11th, just in a few days, where we all war game together, baby. Yeah. All of us are going to jump in there and war game together. If you're a part of the General's tent or the Major's tent, you will also be getting an email, and it's going to be kind of nice. I think it's going to be fun. We're all going to hang out together, talk, war game, everything. It's the Black Sheep community coming together. It's right there, and it's Zoom. We all get to see each other and interact. So it's going to be fun. Leo Zagami is the next general in the General's tent. That's June 26th. June 26th, the General's tent. That's going to be fun. It's going to be nice. And I'm going to be doing my in-person podcast again. I have a few guests lined up. So I got, 4 guests lined up. I like to do them once a month. I may have to be doing them twice a month up until August. So I got some guests lined up. It's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So Elon Musk goes nuclear on Trump. What the hell were we all witnessing here? Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Boom. What? Now, I don't know how many times I've come on here and said, I don't trust him. He's spiritually weak. A lot of people are saying, he's actually playing a role. Me personally, I think there's a spiritual battle going on for Elon's soul. Amanda Grace was on talking about this with me just a few episodes ago, talking about Elon Musk being incredibly weak spiritually. And when you're incredibly weak spiritually and you're turning to drugs like ketamine, there's a problem. There's a big, big problem. And Alex, I don't know if I sent you the video of when Elon was behind Trump. It's on my X account. But if you go down, there's a video of Elon tweaking. He's absolutely tweaking behind Trump, and you see him just kind of going through, almost looking like withdrawals. You could find that video on my X account. It's just of Elon. If you find it, pull it up. But could this be all political theater? Could it be scripted for a boom week? Or are the drugs just too powerful, Elon? Could it be a battle of the egos? I said a long time ago that the egos of these men, megalomaniacs, these both men are super egos. And at the very tippy top of things, there's not room for two people. There's only room for one at the very tippy top. And then I get to thinking, this deal with Peter Thiel, did maybe, I don't know, did that piss off Elon Musk? Did Elon want that deal? This is all just a hunch. But the way Elon's acting right now, the way he's acting right now is like a psycho girlfriend that you tried to break up with, and now she's going scorched earth. That's what it looks like to me. And the only one losing here, in my opinion, is Elon. That's it. Because he looks desperate, and to me, there it is. Look at him. This is while Trump is talking, he looks like he is tripping balls. Yo. Oh, yeah, he's tripping. He is yo. Bring me back down to earth. Something's going on, and he's sporting his nice little black eye. Now, I said, I don't know. That black eye is a miniature black eye. Coming from a heavyweight champion boxer, I specialize in black eyes. I'm a pugilist specialist, and I'll say this. That could have been given to him by his kid, but Trump brought it out pretty obvious here. Elon has gone full neurotic. He's gone full spontaneous emotional attacks on Trump, and they're still going at it. So as of right now, the country does look really divided. This is probably, other people watching, other countries watching, other leaders watching, probably think this is our weakest moment. This is our weakest moment right now. We are divided right now. Or was this always part of the gig? Here's the two questions I have for you. Is Elon playing along in theater, or is Elon turning to the dark side? I'm more on the side of this could be the dark side, but I'm not going to say that it wasn't instigated. Here's Donald J. Trump. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done this months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. The Art of War states, appear weak, when you are really strong. Now, Joshua Reed goes into this on Nino'sCorner.tv. I highly suggest you guys watch that episode. It's up there right now on Nino'sCorner.tv. But as tensions rise with Elon Musk and Trump, I think, for me personally, that Elon is turning to the dark side. That's my point of view. But I'm not going to say it's not working into the plan of the art of war. I just don't think that this is scripted. Now, it very well could be. That's up to you to decide. You decide, you're all adults here. But regarding his black eye, Trump went for Elon's jugular. Here is what Trump said regarding Elon Musk's black eye. He said, "You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But instead, he said no, which is interesting. Now, Trump brought that out to the light. He said that he brought that right out there and said, here you go. Here you go. Interesting. So he brought attention to Elon Musk's black eye. If you want to show that picture of the Black Eye Club, all these celebrities that get these black eyes like they're a part of some kind of club, Elon was very proud to be sporting this black eye. I find that interesting myself. I find that very interesting. Musk now also calls for Trump to be impeached and makes wild Epstein rant after Dan branded Elon crazy as this feud explodes. Elon Musk tells Laura Loomer Republicans should side with him because Trump will die first. This is getting crazy. Elon sounds absolutely fucking neurotic, in my opinion. Elon sounds neurotic. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you if you think it is all part of the show or not. But Elon Musk started unfollowing Stephen Miller. And then Tesla sinks 9.2% to shed nearly $100 billion in market value after Elon Trump's comments. So this is tanking Tesla as we speak. As I do my little performance podcast right now, it's sinking Tesla. Even Steve Bannon. Now, if you guys have been watching Steve Bannon, he's never been on the side of Elon. He's always said that he's CCP controlled. Elon Musk Steve Bannon. Sorry, Steve, didn't mean to insult you there. Steve Bannon has always said, hey, Elon's no good. He's CCP controlled. And now it's really looking obvious, isn't it? So I guess maybe Steve Bannon was right. I have a lot of questions, folks. So Steve Bannon could be taking the bait, or is Steve Bannon playing the role as well? Because if this is theater, which I do not believe it is, me personally, I don't believe it is, then is Steve Bannon on board with this? He's also playing theater, or he is not. I tend to think this is not theater, my opinion. Steve Bannon states, President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling up the Defense Production Act and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight. Elon responds, Bannon is a peak. He actually called Bannon that, okay? You never go fool. You know what? Can't say it on FluffTube. But I've noticed Trump's pattern, and I put this out on X because there's a lot of people that still need it. I know a lot of people, okay, stating the obvious. I'm just going to say that there's a pattern here with Trump. He uses people and then exposes them. He uses people and then he exposes them. Well, to be fair here, who's exposing who here? Is Trump exposing Elon, or is Elon exposing the big, beautiful bill? Now, Elon has said there's a lot of pork in this. I think it has to do with the EV production. Trump wants to bring us back to gas-powered combustion engines. Elon Musk is missing the deal here. And I still think there's a lot of jealousy between Elon and the Palantir deal, the EV stuff. I mean, it's almost like Trump just cut him out completely. And then there's another crazy neurotic tweet that X posts. I get him confused. X post tweet, whatever. Breaking: Elon Musk says he agrees that he and President Trump should make peace for the good of the country, but then he goes right back to tearing Trump into shreds, tearing him a new asshole. And as this all goes down, folks, as all of this is going down with Elon and President Trump, and it will continue. This will continue. I imagine, Elon, the more drugs he takes, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I think in my opinion, he's going to ultimately expose himself and ruin everything. As this all goes down, Israel strikes Lebanon and Russia launches aerial assault on Kyiv days after Ukraine's audacious drone attack on bomber fleets. Yeah, Israel's going right for it. There's the picture right there. And let's not forget this for a second, folks. Before Ukraine attacked Russia, okay, let's not forget about this little detail right here. Mike Pompeo gave a speech in Ukraine. He gave a speech in Ukraine the day before Ukraine's biggest attack. The day before Ukraine's biggest attack ever deep inside of Russia that scuttled the peace talks. He called for Ukraine to carry out a blitzkrieg to inflict enough cost on Russia and punch them in the face to change their negotiating leverage. Now, Russia took a massive blow in this. I don't think you understand how big this is. This will take estimated over a decade to recover from this hit, is what I'm being told. And if that's not enough, DARPA to simulate disease outbreaks, model lockdown, these type of strategies, all of this is coming to a head right now, folks. So let's go back to Elon's post just for a second. I'm going to revisit this. So Elon, on an Elon X post, he said, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And then if you go back and think about Dan Bongino, if you think about Kash Patel, it's almost like when they came out and said Epstein self-deleted, it was almost like, was it me or do you all agree that it was like they saw a ghost? They were all just kind of like, they couldn't believe they were saying what they were saying, as if they were trying to cover for something. I don't know. I'm just posing the questions here. Trump on Elon Musk and the big, beautiful bill. Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody. He had no problem. All of a sudden, he had a problem. Only when he found out we were going to cut the EV mandate. I'm very disappointed in Elon. In other words, is Elon doing what's best for the country or what's best for him? Was he thinking that he'd get all these contracts, these big deals, and then when Trump kind of slided him, Elon went scorched earth? Let me know your opinions in the call-ins. We're going to have call-ins at the end of the show, so make sure you let your voice be heard. Calling into the show to Nino here, and we'll talk about it. Another Trump truth post. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And then he just went crazy, which we're seeing right now. This is getting so entertaining. I don't know about you folks, but I am highly, highly entertained. President Trump floats terminating Musk's government deals as feud escalates. And you know what I think could also happen? Just my opinion, but I don't know. Could maybe Elon Musk get deported? Wouldn't that be the kicker? I don't know. Could happen. I don't know. Could they deport Elon? I don't know. Go back to South Africa? I don't know. President Donald Trump on June 5th floated the idea of canceling Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk's government contracts as the feud between the two over the size of the bill recently passed by Congress intensifies. Oh boy. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts, Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do that. Interesting. The president also indicated another post that he had asked Musk to leave his position at the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, after the two had a policy disagreement related to electric vehicles. So is Elon watching his empire crumble down? I don't think he's going to win this one, folks. I think this is a dick swinging contest, and Trump's got him beat on this one. Just going to say. And I've always said, okay, there is the possibility that Elon is dark MAGA. He wears enough gear to show that. This could be theater. I'm not saying it's not. It very well could be art of war theater. It could be political theater. But it could also be that Elon's just a neurotic mess and he's watching his empire catch on fire. And it's over. So it's almost like Trump used him and then said, peace, bye, bye, bye. Don't need you anymore. We don't need your electric vehicles. What's your all's thoughts? I want to hear from you at the end of the show. The comments were made as feud between the two former allies escalates. Speaking from the White House on June 5th, Trump said that he is very disappointed with Musk and is not sure if he will continue to have a great relationship with Tesla, with the Tesla head. The president's remark prompted a public response from Musk on his social media platform X, with Musk saying in the post that Trump would have lost the election without him. I kind of agree with that. I kind of think Musk, that part I do agree with. Musk was specifically citing the work in Pennsylvania, where he campaigned often in the waning days of the 2024 campaign. Look, RFK and Elon Musk brought a lot of moderates to the Trump camp. And I don't think Trump could have done it without those two. Just my opinion. So he's right there. I think he's right there. Elon Musk tells Laura Loomer Republicans should side with him because guess what? Trump will die first. What? Elon Musk told MAGA activist Laura Loomer she should side with him amid his public feud with President Donald Trump on Thursday, as he would live longer than the president. Musk, who's 53, and Trump, who's 78, traded barbs publicly after Musk had trashed Trump's tax bill. In the Oval Office on Thursday, Trump was asked by reporters about Musk's criticism of the administration's big, beautiful bill. Trump downplayed it, and he downplayed Musk's role in the 2024 election when he declared he would have won whether he or not Musk was involved. Man, they're taking jabs at each other, aren't they? These are some serious, serious punches, folks. Musk fired back. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude, Mr. Trump. Laura Loomer shared a screenshot of Musk's comments and wrote, "It's heating up. Will be interesting to see what Republican lawmakers do now. I know lawmakers who were asking if they should side with President Trump or Elon. I've been on the Hill all day, and it's all anyone is talking about. The most powerful man in the world versus the most richest man in the world. Man, ego contest, huh? This is a megalomaniac, dick-swinging contest, folks. This is going to continue to get bad. I personally, like I said, I don't think this is theater. I don't believe this is theater. I'm going to bring 𝗦𝗏 on today. He was supposed to come on the morning show, but I don't think he could make it. But he's going to come on Nino'sCorner.tv, and we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to get to the bottom of Russia. What is Russia going to do now? And and we're going to get into that on the show as well. Musk floats idea of third party amid feud with Trump. Billionaire Elon Musk seemed to suggest support of a third political party as he escalated a growing fight with President Trump that boiled over Thursday. It is time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle. And here's the survey or the poll that he put up. You can see right there on the screen. Is it time to create a new political party in America that it actually represents the 80% in the middle? 84% said yes. You know, Elon has what, 250 million followers on X. I mean, this guy is a very, very powerful man. A lot of people are going to follow Elon Musk. Musk attached a survey to his post that allowed users to vote yes or no on the idea of a third political party. The post came hours after Trump expressed disappointment with Musk over the billionaire's criticism of the big, beautiful bill the president is trying to push through Congress. Musk has argued the bill is too large and contains too much wasteful spending, what he called pork, in an earlier post on X. After Trump pushed back on Musk's opposition on the bill on Thursday, the billionaire wrote on X that the president would have lost last fall's presidential election without him and called him ungrateful. It's going to be interesting to see what certain podcasters take, like Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan. I want to see whose side they take on this. This is going to be, or maybe they just remain neutral. Me, as of right now, I'm backing Trump. Obviously, I always will, but I'm definitely going to show both sides of this. I'm not gonna just take one side. I'm going to show both sides for my audience because I believe that is my responsibility here on Nino'sCorner.tv. Musk calls for Trump to be impeached and makes wild Epstein rant after Don branded Elon crazy as feud explodes. Oh boy. This is getting fun. This is getting fun, folks. Hey, Alex, show up. Let's do some super chats. Is there any super chats up here, folks? Nino, these guys are controlled. Look at Vance backed by Elon. True. Peter Thiel and Palantir. No big arrest or true justice coming. All we have is God, and that's all that matters. Politicians don't care. Listen, Max, you have a point. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I've often thought about this. I'd be lying to say I haven't. So you have a very strong point here. I wouldn't doubt it at the end. Next one. Michelle Christians, thank you so much. Super sticker. Thank you, Michelle Christians. Karen Alvarez, I need to love your show. Can you talk again about the Noahide laws? That's probably what you're trying to say. I missed that one. Yeah, I'll bring her back on. Basically, I forgot her name. Anyway, she's part of the Noahide laws. I'll get her back on. I'll find out. I'll get a hold of her, bring her on, and talk about. Basically, she says Trump is ultimately backing Israel and bringing in the Noahide laws. That's basically what she says. 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗀. Part of the show. This is the art of war at its finest. Very well could be. I'm not saying it's not. It very well could be, folks. I wouldn't doubt it. Next one. Brother David, Eric Clayton, everyone needs to not worry about Trump and Elon's little spat. Worry where you are with Jesus. Why? Because the Bible states these things must happen and will happen no matter what. Love you, brother. You got it, Eric. Thank you. Fletch 17, thank you so much. West Fontaine, Elon's latest post in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts. SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. That's what I heard. I don't know. Let's see if he does it. Anything else, Alex?
That's it for now.
All right. Thune's big first test at Senate leader has arrived with Trump's tax bill. So only 6 months into the job, Senate Majority Leader John Thune faces a massive challenge as he tries to quickly push President Trump's sprawling tax and spending cuts package to passage with the support of a divided GOP conference. We'll see what happens now, right, folks? While most Republican senators are inclined to vote for the bill, Thune can stand to lose only 4 votes in the face of united Democratic opposition. And many more Republicans than that are critical of the version sent over by the House. They want to get it done by July 4th, Trump's deadline. Thune has to figure out how to balance the various and sometimes conflicting demands. So what's going to happen here, folks? Do you think people are going to listen to Elon, or are they going to listen to Trump? This is almost like, who's the real president? Who are they going to listen to? And holy shit, did I not call this about a year ago? I called this. I said, this is Trump's getting involved with Trump. Trump's getting involved with Elon. I don't think this is going to end up very well. I think this is going to end up badly. And I think that's where we're at right now. But who are they going to listen to, folks? Here we go. Trump calls for scrapping the debt limit. President Trump doubled down Wednesday on calls to scrap the nation's debt limit, debt ceiling, pressing for bipartisan action to abolish it and finding common ground with Democratic Senator who? Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. I am very pleased to announce that after all these years, I agree with Senator Elizabeth Warren on something. The debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. It is too devastating to put in the hands of political people that may want to use it despite the horrendous effect it could have on our country and indirectly even in the world. I thought Trump was against all this. This is where I kind of feel like this could be part of the theater. He's taking some stances here that he never did before. That's why I think maybe, just maybe, this could be theater, folks. But you give me your opinion. Trump bans citizens of 12 countries traveling to the U.S. President Trump has signed a sweeping travel ban, folks, on 12 countries and introduced more limited travel restrictions on 7 others. The White House announced reintroducing a controversial immigration policy that came to define the early days of his first term. The ban, which Trump signed on Wednesday evening, will completely bar travel to the U.S. by citizens of the following countries. Here they are. So if you have family in these countries, tough shit. Afghanistan, Myanmar, formerly Burma, Chad, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Triana, Haiti, Iran, no surprise there, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Citizens from an additional list of countries will be barred from permanently immigrating to the U.S., along with applying for tourist or student visas. Those countries are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Venezuela! Orale! You know, I was just watching the El Salvador, the prison there. I think it's called, what's it called? CISC, something. I don't know what it's called. It's the prison there, the maximum.
CCOT. Yeah, CCOT.
Yeah, dude, this prison. I don't know if people have seen this on YouTube, watch the documentaries on this. I mean, these guys don't even have padding in their beds. It's a steel bunk. They're housing about, 100,000 people there or more?
Yeah, and it's like 80 men to a cell. They have
80 to 100.
80 to 100 to a cell. There's no pillows, no blankets. There's one toilet. They get they don't even get barely any protein to eat. They get
animals are treated better than this. Seriously.
It's brutal. It's totally brutal. They don't.
Do you have a can you pull up a picture of the prison? I just want to show this.
Yeah.
CPAC, yeah. Pull up a picture of this. I don't know if people are familiar with this, but this prison is monstrous. It's huge. Now, El Salvador used to be the murder capital of the world. Actually, the truth about that is, folks, Ciudad Juarez next to El Paso, Texas, used to be the murder capital of the world. Ciudad Juarez was number 1 for a very long time. But El Salvador, I guess, took the place of that. And then with the new president coming, look at that, dude. Look at that. That's how they live. Look at that picture. That's how they live, dude.
For the rest of your life.
Crazy.
Yeah, they don't get.
And so the way they identify these guys is kind of the same way we're deporting them from here through their tattoos, right?
Yeah, they just did. They did a shoot first and ask questions later policy with this, where they just rounded everybody up. And things were so bad in El Salvador that they just had to take really drastic measures. So unfortunately, there's probably been some innocent people that slipped through the cracks, but hopefully they can get their due process. I mean, they have access to.
But I've heard there hasn't been a murder there in like 300 days or something like that. Like something, there's been no homicides.
They went from one of the most dangerous countries in the world to literally the safest in the Western Hemisphere. Like,
so I think that's part of this Palantir thing, and I think they're going to be able to track and trace all these criminals, these illegals. They're going to get them out of the country. They're going to put them in these type of prisons. That's what I see coming. What do you think, folks? Put it in the comments. Would you like to see that happen here in America? Would you be okay with that? If it was a massive cleanup like this? Me personally, folks, I'm just going to say this. If you're not a criminal, you don't have anything to worry about. That's kind of where I'm at with it now. I don't think there's any stopping this Palantir. There's no stopping any of this. But if you're not doing shady, sketchy shit, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And then you could also answer that question at the end of the show as well if you want to bring that up. Fed Chair Jerome Powell announces interest rates will remain unchanged. In other words, screw the American people. We ain't changing shit. Oh, boy. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Supreme Court declines to shield identities of police who attended the J6 Capitol rally. The U.S. Supreme Court on June 6 declined to shield the identities of police officers fighting a public records request for information about their attendance at the J6 2021 rally, or do you want to call it the attack? Yeah! New justices dissented in the High Court's ruling in John Doe's 1, 2, 4, and 5 versus Seattle Police Department. Justice Samuel Alito attached a statement explaining his reasoning, and Justice Clarence Thomas joined the statement. Yeah. Trump flipped on MAGA reacts to potential national citizen database. Folks, I had a great guest on, Benjamin Diggles. He sounds like an adult movie star, doesn't he? Benjamin Diggles. Benjamin Diggles he came on my podcast. I'll be airing that tomorrow, talking about Palantir. Benjamin Diggles is part of Constellation. Constellation works with the DOD. Now, that being said, as it works with the DOD, it also keeps AI, it keeps artificial intelligence accountable for everything. So this Constellation is like the new frontier. It's amazing. His network, Constellation, is amazing. I got him on. They're working hand in hand, lockstep with the DOD. He didn't want to talk a lot about Palantir. I don't think he found it very favorable, but he went into some good things it's going to do and into some details about it. That's going to be on tomorrow. I'm going to be airing that tomorrow. So, why it matters. The White House has contracted Palantir, a Colorado-based analytics company co-founded by Trump supporter Peter Thiel, to assist in compiling a database of personal information on American citizens, according to unnamed government officials and Palantir employees who spoke to the New York Times. The purported deal follows project talks with Palantir that they had with Social Security Administration, SSA, and the Department of Education. The reaction from Trump supporters reflected growing unease with conservative circles, indicating a rare rupture between the president and key segments of a constituency. So, add everything that's going on with Palantir right now. Is it Palantir? Palantir. Man, I want to call it Palantir. I really want to call it Palantir. But Palantir, add that with what's going on with Elon right now. Right now, this is the most America has been divided, in my opinion, since Trump has been in there. This is it. But is this the art of war? Are we watching theater here? That's the question. What are we really watching here? And that's the question for the end of the show. I want to know, is this theater? Are we watching political theater? Or is this feud the real deal? That's the question. Please keep it simple. So, obviously, everyone knows Jeffrey Epstein invested with Peter Thiel and his estate in reaping millions. Mr. Epstein, the late financier and sex offender, started by putting $40 million into 𝗬𝗟 Ventures, a firm backed by Mr. Thiel. Today, that investment is worth about $170 million. So, as I've said before, there's a pattern with Trump. He uses people and then he exposes people, doesn't he? Huh. Could he be doing that with Mr. Thiel? Could that be what's going on here? I don't know. Time will tell, won't it? But if we look divided and we look weak when we're really strong, that could make the globalists push their hand. Now I'm going to have Wano save it on today to talk about this on Nino's Corner. I got Joshua Reed up there right now. And folks, it's fire. It's absolute fire. Former Biden press secretary says she's no longer a Democrat. Washington, what's her name? Karine Jean-Pierre, I guess French, former White House press secretary for President Joe Biden, has left the Democratic Party to save her ass. I did say that, but it did say she's left the Democratic Party to become an independent. She writes in a new book that will be released this fall. Of course, she's writing a book talking about how she's leaving the Democratic Party to become an independent. I don't know who wants to read that. I'll burn it. I'd burn the book. Who cares? I don't even know why I put that in there. All right, border news. Let's get to some border news. Cartels are hijacking cargo trains in the United States. El Paso, Texas. Now, I got to say this, folks. I got to say it. I used to do some of this travieso stuff too when I was little. When I was like 14 years old, all my friends were robbing the trains, the Santa Fe train, and they would get free Nikes and jackets, and they'd go hand it out to all the kids at the colonias. So they were doing this. They've been doing this for a long time. So this is not new. Mexican drug cartels are now not letting crackdowns on drug trafficking and illegal immigration at the border stop them from making money. In recent weeks, Border Report has uncovered several cases of cargo trains being hijacked in Arizona, allegedly by operatives of the Sinaloa cartel. The assailants use bolt cutters and saws to break into boxcars to steal goods such as high-end sneakers, electronics, and power tools. This has been going on forever, folks. This has always been a problem with, at least since I was a kid. I know this has always been a problem. The train tracks are right next to the border. They're right next. They're like just literally you could throw a rock from the train tracks and hit. There it is. That's El Paso right there. So the mountain is El Paso. The other side is, there it is. There's Mexico. So it's really easy to run across there and hijack a train, take the shit out of the train. A lot of people do it. I've seen it happen many, many times. And they go sell it on the folks. These people are dirt poor. You don't think they're going to find a creative way to make money? Not saying it's right. ICE arrests record number of immigrants in a single day, including hundreds at scheduled appointments. Immigration and Customs Enforcement made the most immigrant arrests in a single day in history. Tuesday, detaining more than 2,200 people, according to a source familiar with the arrest and an ICE spokesman who confirmed the numbers as the agency responds to pressure from the White House to rapidly and dramatically increase arrests. Hundreds of people who were arrested had been enrolled in ICE Alternative to Detention, ATD program. Three sources familiar with the arrest said, under this program, ICE releases undocumented immigrants who are deemed not to be threats to public safety and then keeps track of them through ankle monitors, smartphone apps, and other geolocating programs, along with periodic check-ins at ICE facilities. At least some of the arrests appear to be the result of a new ICE tactic. Immigration attorneys across the country told NBC News that some of their clients on ATD were asked in a mass text that ICE sent out to show up ahead of schedule for check-ins at ICE locations, only to be arrested when they arrived. Gotcha, sucker. All right, folks. Judge temporarily blocks deportation of family of man charged in Boulder terror attack. More lawfare. So a federal judge in Denver on Wednesday issued an order blocking the Trump administration from carrying out the immediate deportation of the family of the man accused of attacking more than a dozen people in Boulder on Sunday with incendiary devices. The suspect of the attack, 45-year-old Mohammed Khalil, is an Egyptian citizen and Colorado Springs resident who authorities say was living in the U.S. unlawfully. He faces charges including 60 counts of attempted murder and a federal hate crime. Soleiman allegedly told the police he had targeted a demonstration on Boulder's Pearl Street Mall held by Run for Their Lives, which organizes events called for the immediate release of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. Tell you what, man, I don't see how these judges have this authority to keep blocking everything Donald Trump is doing. I don't understand it. I thought that it was coming to an end. We'll see. I'll keep playing it out. Let's get to some World War III news, folks. World War III news. This is getting real. Now, this is what I'm really watching, because now that there's so much division here in the United States that could kick off some civil unrest, just think about this. If Elon wanted to, if he really, really wanted to, he could turn a lot of people against Trump. He has over 250 million, around that ballpark, people following him on X that actually look at this guy, absolutely love this man. He turned a lot of moderates to Trump. He turned a lot of Democrats onto Trump. So what he says is like gospel to a lot of people. And if he comes out and says, hey, screw this guy, follow me, we're creating our own third party, which he's already doing, by the way, things could get violent is all I'm saying. Things could get very violent. And as all this happens, could World War III kick off? We'll see. Here it is. Israel strikes southern Beirut on eve of religious holiday. Israel has carried out several airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeted Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important celebrations of Islam, forwarded evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area where Hezbollah is based in the capital. The Israel Defense Forces said it was oh, there you go. We should add those sound effects into this stuff. The attack occurred despite a ceasefire being in effect between Israel and armed group for the past 6 months. And Trump spoke to Putin, and he predicts no immediate peace deal in Ukraine. President Donald Trump said Wednesday that he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the phone for more than an hour, signaling that immediate peace may not come to Russia and Ukraine conflict. And with that being said, it looks like they hit Ukraine. So Russia launches aerial assault on Kyiv days after Ukraine's audacious drone attack on bomber fleet. Russian ballistic missiles and drones have been launched toward Ukraine from multiple directions, the Ukrainian Air Force said on Telegram Friday. Fires caused by falling debris and drone strikes were reported in buildings across Kyiv as Ukraine attempted to repel the Russian attack. Now, folks, I talked to Juan, and he said now, with half their fleet gone, Russia, it's going to take decades to recover. And not only that, but now they're being pushed into nuclear territory. And that is what NATO wants. The fact that Pompeo went there and endorsed this a day before it happened tells you everything you need to know. Satellite imagery shows Ukraine attack destroyed and damaged Russian bombers. Satellite imagery of the Russian airbase taken shortly after Ukraine carried out a drone attack deep inside Russia over the weekend shows several strategic bombers were destroyed and badly damaged, according to 3 open source analysts. Ukraine targeted at least 4 air bases across Russia using 117 unmanned aerial vehicles launched from containers close to the targets. This was like a sneak attack. This was Russia's Pearl Harbor. Drone footage of the operation verified by Reuters shows several aircraft were struck in at least 2 locations. And what Juan has said, and what I'm hearing now, what I'm going to read right here is Russia may launch a tactical nuclear attack on Ukraine. This could be a reality, which then goes into maybe, I don't know, folks, you've heard it just like I've heard it. Could this lead to the nuclear scare event? Now, I've asked Juan himself, I said, Juan, I don't know. Is this theater, man? Is this all being played out? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. And by the way, no, but he says it's not. He says it's not. He says this is not theater, and I'm going to bring him on Nino'sCorner.tv. Folks, I put out a post on X in the morning, yesterday morning, before any of this shit kicked off, and I said, pivotal moves are going to happen now in warp speed until July 4th. Go back and look at my X. I did put that in the morning before any of this happened. Makes you wonder if I know a little more than what I'm talking about here on the program, huh? Yeah! All right. Iran's 𝗀𝗏𝗃 dismisses U.S. nuclear proposal, vows to keep enriching uranium. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali 𝗀𝗏𝗃 has pledged that Tehran will not abandon its uranium enrichment, rejecting a key demand in the United States proposal aimed at resolving a long-running dispute over Iran's nuclear program. So they're not stopping anytime soon. Look, you all know what I'm talking about, right? Look where this is going. It's fulfilling prophecy. We must end the world and blame it on God. Delete it up. Flights to be halted at DC's National Airport during Army's birthday bash. Now Trump's throwing the Army a birthday bash. Makes you wonder, what's he preparing for? This is the shit North Korea does. This is the shit China does. This is the shit Russia does, right? They have these military parades. Well, now Trump's doing it. Why? Because I'll tell you fucking why. We're going to war. Okay, we're going to war, folks. Spoiler alert. Reagan National Airport, and I've been told to watch for Iran. Once Iran gets struck, it's all the dominoes go. Reagan National Airport is expected to halt takeoffs and landings for several hours on June 14th to accommodate military flyovers and other events on the national mail that are part of the U.S. Army's National Mall, that are part of the U.S. Army's 250th birthday celebration, with aviation officials forecasting disruptions for more than 100 flights and thousands and thousands of passengers. The celebration, which coincides with President Donald Trump's 79th birthday, pretty interesting. Same birthday as the Army, huh? Is scheduled to include flights by 50 Army helicopters above a military parade featuring tanks and troops. The Army's Golden Knights will parachute into the eclipse near the White House and present an American flag to Trump as fireworks blast off in every direction. Sounds nice. Sounds real nice. All right, let's get to what the fuck news. In what the fuck news, I go to Austin, Texas a lot, folks. And get your calls in because I'm going to take some calls after this. But keep the calls fast, please. I don't really like to hear everybody's life stories. Sancho has shit to do. All right. Fears of serial killer prowling Texas after 38 bodies pulled from the lake in 3 years. So now they're saying there's a serial killer in Austin, Texas. Rumors of a serial killer in a major U.S. city are swirling after 38 bodies have been pulled from a lake in just 3 years. The most recent discovery was found by a paddleboarder in Ladyburg Lake. I've been there many times in Austin, Texas on Tuesday morning. This discovery has renewed fears that a mass murderer dubbed the Rainy Street Ripper, holy shit, I go there all the time, is on the loose in the city with close to 1 million residents. Austin's police force has insisted a killer is not roaming the street. Has insisted a killer is not roaming the streets, and has said only one of the cases was a homicide. But people disagree. Half a dozen of the bodies dragged from Lady Bird Lake have causes of death which remain unknown. See, there's a lot of drug addicts out there, and there's a lot of people that, I mean, if you go, you used to be able to run that trail and it'd be beautiful. I used to go run that trail when I was boxing. It was gorgeous around that lake. Now there's needles everywhere, homeless people everywhere. It's just disgusting. The rumors were reignited when a paddleboarder discovered a body at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. It is believed to belong to a teenage boy who went missing on Sunday. Early investigations show the teenager was with his family on kayaks and paddleboards on the lake when he fell into the river and did not resurface. Well, maybe he drowned. It was, however, the 30th male corpse to be discovered in the lake since 2022. Of all 38 deaths associated with Lady Bird Lake, 60% were aged between 39 and 49, while 2 were teenagers. Drowning has been the top cause of death, with self-deleting, drug overdoses, and natural causes being other reasons. 2 corpses were found in and around the river in April as well. I don't know, man. Maybe people are just drugged out and they go into the water and drown. That's how I see it. 2 corpses were found in and around the river in April as well. One was discovered under a nearby bridge, with the cause of death to be believed to be a cardiac arrest incident. That's not hard to believe with all the fentanyl. A few days later, police were back at the river again after another death in Lady Bird Lake, which cops said they were not treating as a homicide. So now we got to worry about a serial killer running the streets, specifically Rainy Street. So this is going to take off. This is going to get crazy. A petition was launched last July, gathering more than 5,200 signatures, which was titled Austin Police Department Acknowledged that the Austin drownings may not be accidents. Wow. The petition focuses on the case of 21-year-old Christian Pugh, who disappeared after a night out on Rainy Street in November 2019. So I guess he was found in the lake. So why would he even be out there if he was out there partying at Rainy Street? Rainy Street is a happening place. I'm going to tell you that right now. I still like West 6 better. But Rainy Street's a happening place. A lot of people go there. I don't know. I miss those days sometimes. I miss them. But now that there's a serial killer, Sancho needs to go take his spy swatter and go lay down the law. With my fly swatter, I will find him. I promise you that. All right, let's get to the callers. Who's first, Alex? Haley, how are you?
Hey, Nino, what's up?
Oh, a lot.
Same.
A lot. So my life's a mess right now. Go ahead. What's
your
thoughts on the Elon Musk situation and Trump?
So, okay, they're the 2 most powerful men in the world, 2 huge personalities. I do think this could be a real feud.
Yeah, so do I.
What?
Especially with him on ketamine and drugs and things like that.
Yes.
The black eye gives something away, although I think that was a little mouse, not a real shiner. It was nothing big, but I don't know. I think this could be real.
My hope is that this is kind of a trap that is set for the deep state on both sides, that they have no choice but to walk into it now.
I agree with that also. So Joshua Reed came on my show on ninoscorner.tv. I suggest everyone watch that podcast because he brought a lot of facts and a lot of information, a lot of drops out. And I don't know. I kind of feel like it could be it could be that too. I'm kind of on the fence with this because, they do call Elon Dark MAGA. He's wearing all the black stuff. But then Trump is also addressing his black eye, which tells me maybe he's not. Maybe he's sold out. Yeah. I don't know.
I think Elon is going through a lot. We know his past. I know he's going through a lot of things spiritually. He's in a lot of turmoil. I see him having a come to Jesus moment very soon.
You know, I think he's acting very neurotic. It almost reminds me of like a crazy psycho ex-girlfriend you break up with, or a girlfriend you break up with, and she just goes nuts. That's what it looks like. But if Trump's affecting his business, though, I can see why he's pissed. The EMVs, you know, Space Force, the whole thing. Maybe Palantir was supposed to be given to Elon. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just my instincts. Like maybe Elon thought he was going to get that deal, and he's going with Peter Thiel. But then I think, well, then that's how Trump exposes people. You know, this has been a pattern with Trump. If you look back, this is how he does things. This is the art of war. So it's either theater or he's exposing Elon. That's how I see it. But thank you for your call. Let me get to the next person.
You got
There's a lot of people waiting behind here. All right, next person.
Oh,
Haley,
hey.
how are you?
Good. I was in the chat leaving a post. I'll make this quick. I'm going to disagree. Elon 53 is a mayor of 35. Kennedy was 35th president. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, he goes into the WWE. Then there's the 4VKM, which was what I put in the chat. That's a channel on YouTube. He goes into the WWE and the Vincent McMahon stuff. And
so you think it's theater?
Yeah, I think it's all theater. It
very well
based
could
off
be.
of, and the one thing that I wanted to point out, I don't remember the details, but the Mayflower Compact and Independence Day, there had to be something that was getting pushed by then. To me, if you're trying to get something pushed, you'd want to push it as hard as you can using any method. So this whole fight going back and forth seems like they're trying to get the Democrats to foolishly say yes to something. But I want to say
not only that, the
Ron that
Democrats are going to
mentioned it.
demand the release of the Epstein list.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that releasing that would cause enough contention between all the groups, like the rhinos and the Democrats, that they would be so distraught with the release of the information that you could sneak anything past them.
True. You're right about that. Good point, Lee. Thank you so much.
Yep. Bye.
All right, next one. Viv's Groove.
Hi.
I got myself echoing in the background, but right, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. So I've been following you, following your 𝗬𝗎𝗠𝗏𝗏 for over a year, but I've yet to watch any of your episodes because I'm in Canada and we're blocked from doing anything. And YouTube is always like, doesn't let me send you certain messages and stuff. It's disgusting. And anyway, I called before, the last time, my first time.
So
anyway,
you can't even get on 𝗬𝗎𝗠𝗏𝗏tv?
No. I do. The thing is, it has to do with Chrome. I got, and I have a MacBook Pro and it's outdated in quotes and it's ridiculous. So anyway, okay, sorry. So I got thrown off here. Yeah. So I've been also watching like I personally think that because 47 did say that we're watching a movie and to enjoy the show. And so I've watching you since your Facebook video during the quarantine. Oh my God, hold on.
Back in the day, yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, so sorry, I got thrown off because I'm getting calls here from the lobby. So I'm just reading my notes here. So to get to watch any of the shows from Fox, I see them on YouTube at a certain time. They let you see it, right? So Jessie Waters last night was talking about how this whole thing with Elon and how now the MSM has totally sided with now they like Elon and they're insisting that they have to go and investigate the Epstein files. And it's just like, this is beautiful because
well, it's like they took the bait. They took the bait.
Yes, but it's like basically Jessie Waters was telling us, like, I just caught that right away. He goes, they're gonna they turn out 47. Now they want the Epstein files to be released. And so that tells me that they're going to end up where they need to end up, right? So
I agree.
So yeah, so that's why when 47 said that to enjoy the show, that's what we're watching. So I totally believe that they're totally in on it. And I think it's amazing to watch. It's great to watch. And when I see people panicking and stuff, it's like I'm just like smiling because it's like
I find this entertaining. I'm not panicked at
very
all.
much, very much.
Whether this is theater or not, Trump comes out on top.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, if I can get information on the red light mask, I'm dying to get some because I bought two and I had to return them.
Yeah, panels. Yeah, it's My Red Life. My Red Life, I think it is. Use code Nino.
My Red Life, like LIFE, like life?
Yeah, like life. My Red Life.
Okay. All right.
All right, sweetheart, I'm going to get to the next caller.
Thank you so much.
You got it. All
right. We had another caller, but not anymore. I think that's it for now.
All right, we'll make it easier on me. Oh, it's My Red Light, not My Red Life, by the way. My Red Light. So
the link,
you heard that.
Yeah, I think
My Red Light. Use code Nino. My bad.
The links are down in the description.
Huh?
Most of the links are down in the description too.
Yeah, they're down there. So what do you think of the show today, Alex?
Yeah, man, this is interesting. Is it theater? Is it real? Is it now we have the Democrats finally interested in the Epstein list? The wording of that Elon of the post, he said Trump is in the Epstein files. He didn't say Trump is on the Epstein list. The language was
good point there, Alex.
It was very precise. So, it seemed calculated. And so that's something.
You're right about that. He said files, not list.
In the files, not on the list, which is.
So you think the Democrats are going to take the bait on this? Then they jump at anything. I mean, at this point, they're desperate too. They need to jump at something.
Yeah, they're so reactive. They're,
Yeah, it's just what happens, dude. I think they're going to take it. I think, dude, this could be very, very well. Look, I still have to look at the fact that he had a black eye. He was on drugs, man. I've never trusted him from the beginning. So there's those that play into this, my judgment on this. But look, it could be theater. We are watching The Art of War. And I know this is an operation. Now, like folks, I said, I'm going to bring Joshua Reed is up there right now on Nino's Corner.tv. Great podcast. It follows 𝗀𝗂𝗃𝗁𝗂. Juan's going to come back on. The Ghost is going to come back on. Many people are going to come back on. Colonel Watkins is coming on. I'm going to be talking about all of this stuff. So, all right. So we're out of here. I appreciate it, Alex.
Thanks, Nino. Good to see you, man.
All right. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, folks. See you Monday. Later.